A Rover Story, Part 1, Chapter 10, Successful. From listening to the hazmats, I know I am not the first of my kind. I am not the second of my kind either. There have been many Mars rovers. Some of those rovers have been what the hazmats call successful. Some have not. The knots crashed into the surface of Mars during landing. The knots crashed into the... I was going to repeat my sentence. The knots crashed into the surface of Mars during landing, which means they never got the chance to explore. Or the knots got permanently stuck when their mission had just begun, their wheels thwarted by particularly rocky soil. Or their interior computer brain went completely buggy and they were no longer able to communicate with Earth. That last one sounds particularly bad. I would not like to experience that. Raina and Xander and the other hazmats very much want Journey and me to be successful. It is easy for me to understand what has made a rover not successful. It is not easy, though, for me to understand what makes one successful, but I want to figure it out. When I tell all of this to Journey, Journey says, beeps and boops. Want is not in our programming, but want is in my programming. I am sure of it because I do want. I watch Raina's eyes as she runs the numbers and she goes through calculation after calculation. Raina and Xander are the most concerned about the part of the mission that they call the landing. This is when I will fall from space onto Mars' surface. This is the part when I am most likely to crash, where I am most likely to be unsuccessful. Raina has started staying later and later at night. I listen to her phone calls with her mother. I have learned that when Raina talks to her mother, she speaks in a language the hazmats called Arabic. This is different from the language of English, which is the language she speaks with Xander. All human language takes place at the same pitch and frequency, which makes them sound familiar or similar to me as I translate them for my own understanding. Raina only talks to her mother when all the other hazmats have left the laboratory, when she is the last one there. Mama, I know, Raina says. Yes, of course. I would love to be there right now, but I just can't. Can you put her on the phone? I don't know who her is, and I do not know the precise meaning of the word that she used, love. But Raina's voice changes when she switches from talking to her mom to talking to this unknown her. Her voice is less crisp, more fuzzy. Hearing her voice sound like this gives me a good feeling. A human emotion I'm not sure I have a name for yet. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, Raina sings into the phone. I hear a tiny voice sing back. I have never sung before, but I would like to learn how. Good night, Sophie, Raina says. That is how I learned that Sophie is her. Based on Raina's tone of voice, I am able to easily observe that Sophie is very important to Raina. I listened to many phone calls between Raina and Sophie, between Raina and her mother. During another phone call with her mother, Raina says, Mama, I'm sorry. I just can't. We're getting closer and closer to launch, Mama. You're not listening to me. And another, yes, it's important. This has been over 7 years of my life, Mama. I can't give up now. Raina makes a loud snorting sound. Yeah, I hope it'll be worth it too. After Raina hangs up from the phone call, she looks right at me. I really think she might talk to me in human speech for the first time. I want so badly to say, I'm going to try to be worth it. Trust me, Raina. But she doesn't talk to me, and I can't talk to her. I am only able to sit on the table and wait.